Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine, where we have a couple exiters defending a raven. The raven's doing an investigation here. I think this is part of Steel Corporate Records, this investigation. Honestly, I've forgotten. There's so many different actions happening on. But yeah, I think we're stealing corporate records here, so, you know, we're in the wrong, but that doesn't stop us. Let's see, we have exiters here. Exiters are really good at non-lethal takedowns, so we're going to take down the hacker immediately. And then we'll just play it by whoever's going to take the most damage. So, yeah, exiter here. Let's see you get that guy. He's standing behind some kind of high-tech power machinery. Slice him from behind. It looks like exiters are always doing non-lethal takedown. Wow, did we miss? No. Incapacitated, 2866 if we do it over here, I think, so we'll do this one. And one more takes him out. That was only one of our exiters moving. They have a lot of moves. This one over here is going to jump in with his sword. It's a from behind, so that guy's gone. And look at that, we're down to only one unit being targeted. It's this sledge over here who was busy picking cotton next turn. Sledge, why don't you run home? This is Sledge 357W. I think if you just leave those farmers alone, they'll leave you alone. There's just the one investigation in progress. We also have, I don't know, some other things we could probably send this sledge to do our explorations. Over here we have Steel Crowd Control Tech, which gives us a hidden tech. It needs an infil droid. I don't think we can do that. Yeah. What about this one? Are these all? That's a PMC imposter. This one is a technician. There we go. Sledge, high power toss, and small arms research. So we do have one thing a sledge can do, and we want to get him out of harm's way, so we might as well send him there. There's another unit in the way there. Munitions depot worker requires a PMC imposter, and this one requires an infil droid. So way back over here, appropriate exoskeleton. That's 5 mental energy though. Oof, I didn't realize that. Let's just send you on a short way. You there, you did take a hit, but you'll recover fast. 4 turns left in investigation. They're attacking us because of the VR pod revisions. VR pod revisions are taking medical research, neurology research, bionics engineering work. We have all of those in progress. 6 more mental energy this turn. I think the exiters are handling things. Let's look at contemplations. Are there any that we want to worry about? This one way up here. The revelation, right, that's bringing about the end of the world, right? We've done that before, and it basically causes nuclear holocaust, so kind of advances to after all of the dooms. I'd like to hit them naturally so that we get some economy built up before that happens, and hopefully boost up our intelligence class. To boost up our intelligence class, what we're trying to do right now is get VR pods going. We're going to build a whole lot of housing. We're going to put people in the VR, in the housing. In the housing, they're going to use VR pods. We're going to tap their brains discreetly. Only a small percentage of everyone's brain is going, while they're in VR bliss, we're going to be tapping that for our own processing power so that we can advance our intelligence class and maybe understand the universe a little bit better. Right now, our understanding is that there's something weird in the 4th dimension, and we want to figure out what it is. We also have a budding virtual reality here with a couple of new things we've learned how to do. We can turn on a bunch of world effects through this. Armor study, aviation enthusiast. Yeah, we're gonna come back to this shortly. This kind of looks like it's a place just to directly spend your strategic resources. We have a lot of wisdom, a lot of apathy banked up. We could do these, right? Armor study, that takes wisdom. aviation enthusiast. That takes apathy. Let's take a look at what those do, but let's make a little more progress here first. So building wise, to support our forces and our society in general, we're going to make some more buildings. What we're sort of short of right now, which would be nice to move this VR pod revisions along, is some more surgical suites to get better in additional medical practices and bioengineering studios. Now we could drop this veterinary practice and bump up bionics engineering, and I think I'm going to do that. Vet here, we're not actually using veterinary medicine right now, so what we want to do, I think, is destroy this. I don't think making it inactive gives us the robots back, but if we go in here and just delete it, which I'm not actually quite sure how to do other than pressing the delete key. Deleting that, it doesn't destroy the building, it just gives us the robots back, and then we can throw a bionics engineering studio in there instead. And that will tailor it closer to what we're actually interested in making in the near term. We'll eventually want vets back just to have the research going, but no, we don't need it for now. So that was one thing. The other thing in there is neurology research. We'd like to get more neurology research. Neurology, instead of surgical suites, neurology is going to take lab operators. And we have one of each type. We could greatly improve our neuroscience by making more of these. So I think what we want to drop first is probably zoology or forensic genetics. Yeah, let's drop zoology. We'll set you up with a neuroscience lab, and we'll have that same technician come over and finish engineering that for us. And we'll need, it looks like we'll need a little more, so we'll bring another tech in. There we go. Next turn we will be getting twice as much neuroscience and bionics engineering, so that will catch up with medical research and make this happen faster. Meanwhile, game is suggesting we drop a scanner somewhere, probably because we don't really have very good line of sight in general. Our line of sight is mostly being provided by our individual mechs, vehicles, and androids. We also have one of these. Which one? The Arrow, TYS Arrow here. This thing's actually just a reconnaissance vehicle that's providing quite a bit of line of sight. Don't really think we need to make that scanner that it's suggesting. One thing I would like to consider making though is, or I want to just go through our resources really quickly and see how many people we have coming on and see if we have any ledger problems. Right now, yeah, it's only wealth. We don't have an income source. We just have a lot of wealth. 1.21 million in fact. So yeah, it's gonna last long enough that we don't really care. We do have one deal in progress, meals for fugitives. The fugitive AGI researchers, we're feeding them, and they're consuming a lot. Hold on, meals for fugitive. Are they giving us meals? Missed payments. No, we're giving them meals. Researchers use their engineering skills to enhance the combat power of your most agile units. Interesting. Okay, so we're giving them food, and in return they're enhancing our dynodroids. So, taking a look at life forms, we have no abandoned humans yet. We could do with some more pet dogs, although honestly, I have not found a use for this other than there's dogs wandering around. Why aren't we saving them? We don't have a bee, so it would be nice to get some bee colonies going. That will eventually lead to saber bees, or at least like enhanced bees that we can use as distraction weapons. We don't have any vets because we just shut them down. And we don't have any zoologists, we just shut them down. We do have 19,000 VR Dayu seats in use, it looks like. That's good. The total number of VR cradles in which they can sit. Okay, so that's not necessarily how many are in use, that's just how many we have. As far as just like humans living in our shelters, we have 41,000 and no refugees. So in a different timeline, in order to get humans into our shelters, we went and just started destroying the slums. It wasn't really so much destroy as it was, hey, let's get to the slums and start convincing them to come to us. There's a lot of slums in this world, and the way we did that, right, was we had a special building that was just like sending people out to go to the slums. So a housing agency, we already have that. So this is organizing the homeless to join us. So this will give us a slow trickle, I think, of people into our residence. And speaking of our residents, while I'm all over the place this episode, we do have one refugee tower with no filth, and it's all furnished, and there's nobody in there. And then we have a couple of residential megastructures. These have 41,000 people in them. So we're actually maxed out. We need to make more residential megastructures. Okay. To make these, we need steward robotics. I'm not sure what's not suggesting we make these. We should be on a path to make more of these. It's probably because we're going to run out of capacity to make them soon if we keep making these. That's okay. Let's just stack residential mega structures as close as possible to each other down in this high-rise district here, and let's see. These take a while, right? What am I losing here? It's just electricity. So yeah, let's bring these up slow, one at a time, and let's like stagger them over a few turns. So what I want to do is find my tech. He has 2 moves left. These things take 6 turns to construct. Whew. Alright, we'll construct this one, or we'll get it closer. Oh, we don't have any mental energy. Okay, 6 turns to construct. We'll start doing that in more vigorously next turn. For now, let's just keep an eye on our investigation, because this is going to take 4 more turns. There's still going to be attacking here. Let's go to next turn 94. And it's going to be more of the same as far as this is concerned. They're attacking our exiters. Our exiters have no problem taking these people down. Just want to make sure we do it in a logical way that gets the most out. Okay, that guy is only doing 36 because he jumped in front of him and can be seen now. We do have another exiter way over here who can get this guy from behind. Nope, not that one, but this one. From behind bonus not applied. Okay, well, you're doing 39 and 36. You are doing 36 and 39. Interesting. So if I attack here, does that turn them around? No. But you can attack a second time and take them down. Non-lethal takedown there. Coming over here, ending them there. Alright. That protected the Raven. The Raven's there for another 3 turns. We're going to move the techs over to help with the mega structures next. And we'll turn 1 more on this turn. Oh, we can't. That was all of it. Oh, we can't. That wasn't mental energy. That was just action points. Senior Tech can come over here and finish the job 2 more times. Alright, so that's one coming up next turn. Let's stagger this one if we can by a turn. Well, we'll bring it up next turn, I guess. That's actually all the mental energy for this turn, so good. Takes a lot of concentration to rapidly deploy giant megastructures, so that was this one. And right, it did increase our housing to 64k limit. We only have 41k total filled. We're gonna have to worry about filth and furnishings. 3,000 furnished apartments. Next turn, turn 95, go. Let's do the combat first. It's another round of hackers coming in. They don't quite know what they're doing, so they're not surviving long enough to bother us. Exeter takes them down. Let's see, this one, any better chance? No, we'll get this guy first. And yeah, I don't really see any reason to do anything than just like bounce around and kill them. There we go. And 2 Exeters do the job. 2 more turns in the investigation. Let's take a look at our mega structures here and see how they're holding up. 420% power still. Yeah, no, doesn't look like any new humans coming in immediately, so I'm not sure. 41,180 this turn. So I imagine next turn, because this just became available this turn, next turn they'll start filling in. Let's get this one online also. And let's build one more. Actually, I'm going to hold off building those until I see how fast they fill. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Like, we might need to build extra resources to handle them. Okay, let's start thinking about making our own paper and our own furniture. Ultimately, furniture, wood laminar, yam vitalizer. Yeah, there's a lot of little components that the game has introduced on me that it's not going to walk me through. But we did go pick cotton and we picked zinnias, so we can make a hidden zinnia garden. This needs a cultivator. Hormone factories for yams. Wow, there's so many. Helix forge glue factory. Yep, we'll need glue. Furniture factory. Ultimately, cotton sheet refinery. We'll need cotton fibers, cotton precursor. Okay, let's concentrate maybe on cotton. How do we make the cotton precursor? This outputs cotton precursor. This takes in cotton precursor, outputs cotton precursor. How do we make cotton precursor? We picked some cotton, right? Cotton fiber sheets, none. Cotton precursor. Okay, so we picked cotton precursor. Basically, we picked cotton. So we can make a cotton sheet refinery. Is that what? Yes, because this will make cotton fiber sheets as well as cotton precursor, so it will... Oof, expense is 26,000 though, is there? That seems awfully high. So it'll take a while for that to come up to speed. Buried cotton garden. Okay, this is what you actually want. Buried cotton garden will output enough cotton precursor to run 1 cotton sheet refinery and have a little bit left over. So let's start with this. Where are we going to put our cotton gardens? Probably over near the biomulchers, I guess. They look to be pretty small. There's a little garden growing here. Let's I guess we'll put it next to the Murnong. That will take us 1 turn to construct, so we don't need to send anyone over there. We're also going to make the cotton sheet refinery. Cotton sheet refinery will use an existing building, and I'm not sure if we're going to need very many of these, so I'm going to put it in this building clump here just in case we need a few. All right, once we have cotton fiber sheets, that will make 2,600 of those. We'll need a daily necessity factory, which will take 2,600 cotton fiber sheets plus paper. So we also need to make paper and also guarantee that our income here is fine. Yeah, so how do we make paper next? Well, a paper refinery is going to take cultured zinnia gel and synthetic hormones. So let's look at zinnia gel. Zinnia gel refinery will take wild zinnia and output cultured zinnia gel. To make wild zinnia, we want some sort of garden for that, right? Is there a hidden garden for zinnia? Maybe. Hidden zinnia garden. Here we go. This takes in filtered water. Okay, so here's where it gets tricky. Right now we have an excess of 540, or we have 540 income on filtered water. So if we search for water here, filtered water. We are making 50,000 water with water filtration towers. We're using most of that in nutrition blend refineries and our hydroponics, but we do have just an excess of 540. And to make a hidden zinnia garden, that's going to take 200 water. We already did use water with the cotton, right? Or we will use water. I already lost track. Buried cotton garden is not taking water, it's just taking biomulch. Biomulch, we have plenty of excess. Okay. So hidden zinnia garden, we'll need that here. Wow, hidden zinnia garden, you appear to be small. You need to be in a building. Okay. Put zinnias in this little building here. That is going to take 3 turns, so we do want to send someone over to finish that for us. I'll bring the senior tech over here to get that. That's this one. And I guess since we sent you over here, we might as well get you moving the cotton too. Unless I miss. Okay, we're out of mental energy now, so I blew that. We can still build buildings though. So once we have a hidden zinnia garden, we need to make the zinnia gel refinery, which will take 7,400 wild zinnia. How much did our hidden zinnia garden produce? 12,000. Okay, so the ratio is a little high there. We're going to end up with way too much zinnia, but we'll do one of these for now. And this is just another little box factory, so we'll get that going there. Zinnia gel. So to make paper, we also will need synthetic hormones. Synthetic hormones, I did just see these, must be under H. A hormone factory makes synthetic hormones from vitalized yams. Now, vitalized yams come from a yam vitalizer. Yam vitalizer needs heavy metal, bovine tissue, hydroponic greens, and purple murnong. Here's where we get stuck because we don't have any purple murnong yet. So we're going to have to find a source for murnong. In our last timeline, we found murnong, or the timeline where we found murnong before, it was on a transport ship. I'm not sure we have an easy way to visualize transport ships or find murnong on one of these. But yeah, looking at this one, this guy is a military transport delivering reinforcements. This is a economic transport with oil. Military. Local harvest. Might be possible to attach something to one of these and find murnong. So that's something we'd have to do with a vehicle. And we'd want to use an extraction drone. So DAS Eagle has drone quality 310. The Gotha here is actually not even capable of doing that. The Arrow I don't think can extract, and the Hood can't extract. So our only option is the DAS Eagle. DAS Eagle has 310 drone quality. No customization or no outfit that we can give to the Eagle. So if it was going to do extraction drone, intensity based off of engineering skills. So you want engineering and drone quality. So if we look at this guy here, drone resistance is 123. So we could totally just attach an extraction drone to that and see. I'm really not sure there's any way to be like, hey, is there Murnong on the map? Okay, well I guess we'll figure it out soon. We're gonna keep looking at this investigation in the meantime. So let's move on to turn 96 and do the combat. Looks like they're sending a slightly larger force here. One extra guy. Squad of 20, squad of 28, squad of 22, squad of 31. Very stubborn. What does stubborn give you? Immune to argument-based morale attacks. Ah, so that's why our demoralize isn't doing extra damage to these guys. I see. Luckily, hacker non-lethal takedown takes them down in one shot, and then we can spread our damage around the rest of them. 83. Wait, 30. Yeah, we're behind this guy, so we get a 2x bonus. We'll do it. We'll take them out. We're now behind this one. No. Not behind any of them suddenly. Oh, this one. Wow, this one gets 104% instant death bonus. Not sure. I should probably be looking at the reasons why, just so I understand this better. Wait, why did that not kill him? Yeah, that was confusing. Now we're down to 32%. We're out of moves there, though, so let's switch to the other Exeter. This Exeter is not hurt, but these guys do want to hurt him. We're gonna attack. Base attack power is 370. Their health is 1150. We switch to demoralize. They're stubborn, so that doesn't help. What about horrify? Can't be stubborn against horrifying, right? Oh, they're just immune to horrify, basically. Okay, and then we could do flamethrower. Ah, I see. It also destroys a building. That building there would also get destroyed. I think we just want to go in and slice them up as good as we can. We have plenty of mental energy to come in here for a rescue if we need it. Let's take one out completely, and then we'll do 2 hits on this one. If possible. 42% there. You're done, right? Yeah. Alright, and this one is still alive, so we're still going to take quite a bit of damage, 53% of this Exeter's health next turn, which means we should send someone else in. Luckily, we do have firing hatches on the DAS Eagle with Predator on board. So this Predator here, we probably should have been checking from before. We could just shoot him in the back. We could also demoralize here. I guess we're doing the same. There we go. That Predator did get marked defective. I bet that ship did as well. Let's see. No, it didn't. Okay, this ship is firing hatches and unidentified hostile aircraft. Okay. Behaved aggressively or suspiciously and no longer blends in with the rest of air traffic. Aircraft are considered particularly dangerous by humans and with good reason. SecForce and military will shoot on sight. Okay, there is a high altitude military transport passing right over, so not sure it was a great idea to go hostile with these guys under us. Let's just take a look at that. All 3 of these guys way higher than I can see. maybe they'll breeze by without hurting us. We should also consider using our brilliant Hellfire or tailstock drones as well as the telemex here. All of these guys would come in handy. Got one more turn on this investigation. I think it's going to be done. Checking out VR pod revisions. We made it to 45% on that, so that's progressing nicely. 5 turns left on the great AGI debate. Hopefully we get those VR pods done first. And where are we? 2 mental energy left. Let's spend that in buildings and take a look at our mega structures. So did anything happen here to fill these up? 41k of 85. It looks like no. So making extra mega structures right now isn't getting us more life forms. 41,180. It's not changing at all. That means we're gonna have to figure out how to convince more people to move in. And to do that, I don't remember how to do that. We're gonna have to go look through all of the buildings. I think it's something to do with steward robotics, if I remember right. I also want to find the Murnong. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Robotic motivators, not it. Maybe we just don't have access to those buildings yet in this timeline. That's totally possible. In fact, I think that's most likely what it is. I'm gonna have to look around and see if there's any Murnong. There is a large economic transport right here, pinned down by suppressing fire, and it's looting the harvest. Doubt if there's Murnong in there. I think that's just food. What happens if we try to use the Das Eagle to drone you? Are we gonna get destroyed? Before we do that, what I'm actually gonna do is have these guys jump out just in case. That does use all our mental energy, so we can't do it this turn. I'll have the Eagle try to attach a drone onto this guy next turn. Turn 97. Here we go. Let's watch here. No. Lost track of it. Let's watch the Raven over here. Boy, the fog. I wish I could turn the fog down a little bit. I think I've actually turned it down a lot from the default, but I want to turn it down even more. The cityscape is so nice. Maybe that's just the weather. Who knows? Let's go to turn 97. Here we go. We stole the corporate records. We didn't have to fight on that turn. We did get a TPS report due to our buried cotton garden. Structures are being targeted. They're attacking our medical practices. Oh, look at this. Snipers are moving in. They didn't like it, whatever it was. We can't attack them with non-shell corporation. Luckily, we have telemex standing by. Oof, telemex aren't great against some of these, though. Well, what can we do here? Pinpoint systems. Yeah, there's no systems attacking. There's just what looks like 5 snipers. Syndicate heavies from Golden Pyramid are attacking, harassing our shell company, in fact. They're structure crackers. They have good morale, better morale than health. We're not going to stand for this. Shell company retaliates. Oh, too bad this doesn't do very effect because these guys are grouped tight. We do have 3 attacks each on these telemex. That view. See if we can shoot them around the building. Alright. 3 attacks each, 2 down with 3, or 3 down with 3 attacks. There's 3 more here. This mech isn't going to be able to take them out in one shot like that, though. Take 2 shots. Let's whittle each of these down a little bit. And then make sure we kill them. Okay, this guy is not done. Structures. Oh, he's still going to destroy a medical practice, so we need another shell company. We have a peacekeeper here. Apparently, I've planned for this. That was demoralized. I probably should have checked. But it's okay. They're incapacitated. Let's look at our TPS report. Buried Cotton Garden says we didn't have enough inputs available. Yep. That's... oops. Why is that? Yeah, it's the precursor. We didn't have enough precursor, apparently. I thought I checked that and we did. What about now? Is it going to be complaining every turn, or is it done? And where did I put those? Right here, right? Why am I not seeing them? Let's get out of the map view. Try to find my little garden. Here it is. The garden was here. Hornong and Period Cotton. Okay. This needs 990. It outputs 27,000. We probably output enough that turn, so it's not going to complain, right? Let's look in the ledger. That was cotton precursor. Yeah, we got 18,000. We're going to get 26,000 next turn because we will no longer be in the red. Wild Zinnia is actually coming up nice. I guess what I should have done is staggered those, so not started the thing that used the cotton in the same turn I made the thing that produced the cotton. It's okay. Zinnia Gel Refinery looks like it finished coming up. This thing is outputting cultured Zinnia Gel at the rate of 6,000 per turn. So we have a little of that. Game suggests I make a code breaker. We're going to need code breakers to decrypt the corporate records that we just stole. Yes, we have none of these. These need quantum processors. Luckily, we have 2 quantum processors available. We're going to have to put code breakers in buildings. So, do we have just like a compute farm area? I guess it's this area here. It's also doubling as our refineries. Let's throw code breakers into these buildings here. Whoops. We'll make 2 of them. And we have 5 mental left to bring some techs over, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 1 code breaker up, and this one will not quite get up with the second one, but close enough. There we go. So we finished the investigation. We're now decrypting the records. We have 4 turns left for the AGI debate. The VR pod revisions are coming along. Looks like they'll be done soon. We need to pick some upgrades. Procurement efficacy. Better geothermal wells. Always nice to get more power. Better meats. Wow, that's a huge boost to 40% beast to meat production. What I have found out in previous runs is even while these do give you a stat boost to production, what they also do that you have to keep in mind for a lot of these, not something like a micro builder, actually maybe even for a micro builder, because this might take slurry as an expense, but if they increase your output, they're also going to increase their input. So it's not it's like a production boost to the building, but that building still needs to make up that production with income from it, the resource that it needs to make that production. So I think in the past timeline we didn't improve wells, but we improved water filters, and that made us run out of water because those water filters needed more water income. I think that's what happened. This, however, better wells will upgrade our groundwater, upgrade our well and cistern, which we've also already got making by 50%. That's huge. Slurry spiders this one's a 75% bonus. That's also huge. I don't think we're in need of slurry though. Mining skimmers, I love getting Lortfitite and bauxite. That's a good one. Better wells though. Let's start there. We're gonna need water. And I'm going to end it there. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We'll figure out what we're doing next time. Won't you join me then? I'm glad you're enjoying the Heart of the Machine along with me. This has been a fun game to play. It just like keeps the pace up and has so many interesting details to get lost in. Join me next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The likes on the channel, the comments, all of that really helps me with engagement, and the more engagement I have, the more fun for me this is. So do your part, click that button. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye bye.